I really appreciate you coming on your, spring break to do this interview, but really appreciate it.
Yeah, you're welcome.
So the first thing I want to start off with is your whole child approach.
Mm-hmm.
I know last time we spoke, found that very fascinating. Can you just explain to the families out there what that is and what that entails here at Vessels Elementary?
Yeah, so academics are obviously essential. That's why we're here. The ABC is the 1, 2, 3s, right? That early foundational and all the way up through 6th grade. But it's so important that kids feel valued, they feel welcome. That's one of the most important, if not the most important things, because thing in the classroom, besides from academics, of course, because if kids don't like you, if they don't believe in you, if they don't trust you, they're not going to learn. And so it's so important that here we're working on the whole child. It's not just academics, which academics are at a high level, but it's also about connecting with the kid each day. It's about saying hello at the door. It's about working with the child one-to-one or in small groups. It's about knowing their name. It's about knowing their family, their situation, whatever we can do to connect with kids, because that's where you get the most out of them, is when they feel safe and valued. And we do such a great job here through social emotional learning. We have a program called Second Step, which every day in the classroom, it's prescribed and it's questions and it's different things that get the kids talking, not only to their teacher, but to each other. But then, beyond that, it's just the connection to kids, and it's the love and the warmth that we show toward them. You can think of like old school classrooms. I'm thinking about like Matilda, where the teachers were super horrible and didn't connect. That's nothing like we are we are here. We really do a great job with connection with kids, and that's why when they leave here, what I've heard is that when they go on to Lexington or wherever else, that teachers there or administration will say, it's a Vessels kid. Just because of the higher level learning, but then also just because of the way they are and the way they interact with other children. So it's kind of a testament to what we do, and it's kind of validating that everything we do here is kind of seen beyond these school grounds. So it's a good feeling.
And honestly, at this age group, I feel like that is one of the most important things for kids to feel heard, supported, and everything like that. Because, they are little babies when they kind of come here, and then they start to get a little bit older as they get to 6th grade. But no, I think that's awesome. When is the biggest transition from more of like behavioral learning, so like friendships, arts and crafts, running around, to more getting a little bit more serious into book learning, so the reading, writing, math?
Yeah, so there's early primary, right? We go TK, so we have transitional kindergarten. 3rd grade is upper primary.
Okay.
When you shift into 4th grade, that is upper grade, right?
Gotcha.
So 4th through 6th grade, we are blessed to have a 6th grade here. It keeps the kids younger. I was at the middle school level, and 6th graders, they are their own breed. But here, and I was a 6th grade teacher, so I can say that. But here we keep the kids stay younger, because they don't have the older siblings, so they don't have the 8th graders, and so. But yeah, it's generally, TK and kindergarten, just kind of run through the grade levels, is play-based, right?
Okay.
So we're doing a lot of play, a lot of just learning how to be a good human being and a good student, and how to share and how to interact with others. When you get into 1st grade, there's a jump, because that's where you're learning to read. And even though you are in kindergarten, it jumps up a little bit, and I wouldn't say the pressure is higher because they're still in 1st grade, but there's a lot of intentionality in what we're doing with phonics instruction and that early literacy. So they're still having fun. They still have 3 recesses a day. They're still doing projects and different things in the classroom. As they move up, kind of the expectations get a little bit more, and 3rd grade is quite a bit of a jump, because they're writing longer essays, and they're learning fractions, and there's different things that maybe they didn't do in 2nd grade that they're doing in 3rd. Well, then they jump from 24. We are very fortunate to have a 24-to-1 ratio in 1st through 3rd grade. Teachers to student, right? And so smaller class sizes, which are beneficial to kids in learning, because for many reasons. When you move into 4th grade, it can go up to 32.
Okay.
So there's a little more kids in the classroom. The work gets a little more difficult, right? They're reading novels, longer novels, and doing novel studies. In math, they're doing long division. So there's just a lot of things that they're doing. They only have 2 recesses instead of 3. So they're still kids. They're still playing. They still have fun. We still have Fun Friday, and we do different things for the kids. A lot of activities here going on. I couldn't even begin to explain to you how many activities we have for kids. We have PBIS points for good behavior, and then they could trade that in for raffles, like
Gotcha.
scavenger hunts, or they could have lunch on the lawn, or lunch with the principal, or they could do different things. We had like a Taylor Swift party if they want to if they want to buy that with their points.
I love that. I feel like that just keeps them all engaged, entertained,
There
and
was
that's super
Demon
awesome.
Hunter party, whatever, K-pop Demon Hunter party, not Demon Hunter, it sounded weird, but
No,
K-pop Demon Hunter
Apparently
party.
that's a pretty. I'm not there yet with my kids, but apparently that's a pretty big show.
Oh, it's huge.
I heard it's
huge.
like one of the biggest.
If I hear the songs one more time, I will hear them one more time. But at the same time, the expectations kind of go up as they go up into grade levels. By 6th grade, we're still having fun. They're still doing a lot in the classroom to connect, and teachers are connecting. But at the same time, we're trying to get them ready for junior high, right? Where they have 6 classes and there's a lot more responsibility. So as you go up the grade level, I think the fun still goes on, and that's one of the trademarks of us and what we do is there is a lot of fun and a lot of activities for kids that are above and beyond other schools. But at the same time, we got to get down to business, right? Because we have to prepare them for what's coming next. And then in junior high, they prepare them for high school, and then high school for college. And so we take it seriously. We're very intentional with that academic time. But at the same time, there is, throughout the day, there's a lot of infusion for fun.
Well, I feel like it's, there's no fun, then the kids probably aren't going to learn as well either.
And that goes back to the whole child, and that goes back to connecting with the kids and making sure that they feel safe and valued. And part of that is having fun. Because they're kids.
They're kids.
Right?
They got to run around. They got to play with their friends. They have to connect with all these things.
Oh, yes.
That's super awesome. So kind of building off the academics, I know you have a STEM program here, which is absolutely amazing. What does that really look like for this age group?
So we have, it depends. And so we have STEM TOSAs, which is teacher on special assignment.
Okay.
We have 2 that create modules for the kids, and there's videos that come with that. So it just really depends on the grade level, but the modules include experiments, right?
Gotcha.
So the kids are doing multiple experiments, and they're doing it along with the STEM TOSA, sometimes on video, sometimes they come here.
Okay.
We partner with Starbase. It is on the actual Joint Forces Naval Army base over in Los Alamitos.
Okay, nice.
So 5th grade students go to that.
Do they actually go to the base?
They go to the base, and
that's such a cool spot.
They do so much with CAD, which is it's like a drafting program, and they're making airplanes and building airplanes. They have a flight simulator.
Wow.
We also Tiger Woods Lab, I believe it's Tiger Woods has created like a STEM program for schools. Tiger Woods Learning. I said lab. Tiger Woods Learning. Sorry, the L.
Because
what is it?
He grew up in Fullerton, I think?
I believe so. And so we are connecting with them. 6th graders this year are doing Tiger Woods, and so there's a lot of like science,
that's
STEM
really cool.
learning here.
Sounds like there's a lot of outside resources.
Outside resources, but then also inside as well with the modules. It is, and I know I kind of jumped around a little bit, but it is so cool to walk in the classroom and see the kindergartners doing their science experiment. They're so excited and so happy when they're doing it. We do have a designated STEM lab as well, where the kids can go to do their science experiments. And that was when we remodeled or refurbished some of the buildings and got new tech in. I believe in 2011, 2012, they created a STEM room and then also a music room as well. It's one of the portables beyond. So we have a designated space to actually for the kids to go in and learn as well. So a lot with science and technology and engineering. The arts piece, STEAM, we don't have STEAM, we have STEM, but if we want to add the A, we're huge on the arts as well because that's important also. We wrote a grant for Disney musicals in schools through Segerstrom.
Okay.
And so for the last 4 years, we have had full-on Disney musical productions. This year we're doing Jungle Book.
I saw the posters out there.
Yeah, so there's a lot of opportunities, and I think that when you add the A in STEM, I think that's important. The arts are important as well.
I think so too. That's that whole child approach too. It's like blending that in there as well is super important.
So yeah, just speaking about STEM, it's all encompassing, right? It's what we do. We have Lego robotics as well. So we have all the kits and different things that the kids can use. And then this year, through our foundation, we actually have a company coming in, Code Ninjas, in off Gatella in Los Alamitos. So they come in and they do 2 classes Thursday and Friday with coding and Lego robotics as well. So not only do we have our own kits here, but then also we have an outside company come in.
That's so cool.
That it's paid for. It's an after-school program, but it sold out like that because the community, the kids wanted that. That another component.
At this age, that is fascinating.
Oh, it's huge, and so there's a lot going on for kids in the STEM area at Vessels in the Cypress School District, and so it's just great to see their little minds and see how excited they are when they're doing their projects or when they're doing their Lego robotics. There's a lot of excitement, and it kind of adds to, as they go on into 7th grade, 8th grade, and in the high school, they'll have that firm background in science, and so hopefully they'll go into the science fields.
Yeah. Well, I feel like that just kind of sparks the curiosity that maybe leads to one of their careers one day. Yeah. No, I found that really fascinating, especially the robotics part about it. I feel like way back in the day, the summer camps that you do these little programs, and I thought it was the most fun ever. So like you are having fun while learning, and this is like a kind of a 2-for-1. So
well, and I'm older, but when we had the first Apple computers back when I was in elementary school, the little turtle that you did design with, and so we've come such a long way. And the kids are very fortunate at Vessels and the Cypress School District to be able to have the STEM program and a very highly functioning STEM program. So like I said, when they go into Lexington or Walker or wherever they end up going, Oxford, wherever they end up going after this, the teachers at those schools will say, "Oh, you're a Vessels kid."
Yeah,
because
cool.
they're advanced in many areas, not only math but in science and ELA and all the subjects as well. They come in hot.
Yeah, no,
right when they're going into the other
so
schools,
cool.
and we take pride in that here. So
it's fascinating learning how much is actually involved inside of an elementary school rather than just playing tag, right?
Oh, yeah.
There's so much more that's involved.
Well, they can't play tag. No tag.
Oh, no tag.
Hands up. I'm joking, but it is cool. They really do. When they go into 7th grade, they are ready for.
Feels very advanced.
They're ready. And so it really does put, I wouldn't say pressure on the older grades when they get into junior high and high school, but we're doing so much here that by the time they get to junior high, they gotta continually change and evolve and morph to suit the needs of the kids, because when they get there, they've already done it.
Yeah, they got a good base. They got a good base, and then they can just grow from there, which is cool. One of the growing topics, especially in my generation, is screen time. Obviously, it's 2026. Screens are inevitable to have in the classroom. What is Vessel's approach to it? And is there like a time limit that they have if they are using screens?
So there's no hard time limit. We are very sensitive, especially in the younger, what I talked about, primary. When you do TK in kindergarten, they're going to use kindergarten, leave TK out of it because they're not using any devices, but kindergarten, they're using iPads.
Okay.
We use iPads in kindergarten, 1st grade, and we are very cautious with the amount of time that we use. If I had to kind of estimate, it would be about 30 minutes or less per day.
Okay.
And it would only be in the small group. And so, and it's of course, it's apps and programs that are allowed by the district.
And they're learning, teaching.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, correct. And so we use that in the small group. And so it's not like a full group thing. It is generally when the teacher is working with students in a 1-to-1 capacity or a 3-to-1 capacity, when 3 or 4 kids are sitting around the table where the teacher is giving direct instruction. Generally, there's different stations to where the kids are working on whatever reading, they're working on phonics, they're working on something on the iPad, so they're learning from it. It's not just play a game. It's actually like they're
well, yeah, learning. I mean, like the old school books, they're still present, but I know it's like, the screen, like computers for one. So now it's iPads. It's like the technology keeps going, but obviously that's just like one of the things people always talk about now is like screen time, and it's nice to know like, okay, how much screen time are they getting, and that it's not just playing around. It's actual learning. It's helping them.
It's not YouTube,
right?
Yeah. It is learning, but we are very sensitive to the fact that some kids don't have that screen time at home. Some kids have too much screen time at home, and so we're very sensitive to the fact of what parents' needs are.
Okay.
and then what the students' needs are for that extra support or whatever it is. And so as they start moving up, it becomes more and more, we have state testing in third grade, and it's all computer-based, right? And so the kids have to learn, they switch over to Chromebooks in second grade, and we're a one-to-one school. So every child either has their own iPad or Chromebook, and they check it out at the beginning of the year, and parents can say whether or not they want them to bring it home or not. It can stay here, but every child has their designated iPad or Chromebook. In second grade, they need to learn to type, right? And so it sounds crazy because I didn't learn to type until I believe sixth grade.
Yeah, I know.
Right?
I feel like it was
Something
a lot
like
later, but
so,
we also didn't have all that technology. I just had the basic home things. So you couldn't take it anywhere.
Yeah. So second grade, they need to learn to type. So it bumps up a little bit on what the expectations are, just like I talked about with academics. They're working quite a bit. When I say quite a bit, I would say 30 to 45 minutes, probably, that's on the high side, probably about 30 minutes a day, kind of the same as like kindergarten, first grade, maybe a little bit more depending on what the situation is. They're still, when it comes to writing, they're still writing because they're still learning to write.
Yeah,
too,
they
right?
still
So
need to actually learn how to write.
We have to balance it. When they get into third grade, of course, the expectation bumps up a little bit more. They're still writing, like with in pencil or in pen, but at the same time, the expectation is that they're writing a little bit on the computer as well. They're working in groups, and they're working in Google Docs or whatever it is with each other. So it'll bump up 30, 45 minutes. Third grade a little bit, and then state testing comes on, and we have to have them ready for it.
I was going to say, if they're taking the state testing on a computer,
it's mandated.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So we have to, every child within California takes the CASP SBAC, and so we have to prepare them for it. And we're coming up to it right pretty soon. It's at the end of April. And so, we have to get them there when they get into fourth, fifth, and sixth. By the time they get into sixth, there's still a lot of instruction. There's still a lot of small group, but it's probably about 45 minutes to maybe an hour each day because they're working in the small groups, editing documents and working together and building Google Slides presentations. And so early primary, we try to limit it as much as humanly possible, and we do a good job with that. And then as they bump up the grade level, the time kind of goes up a little bit as well. But it's all educational.
It's just kind of a necessity at that point.
Kids have especially the older kids have a great way of sometimes finding games online, even though it may not be.
Remember Oregon Trail back in the day?
Yes, but we also technology. We have programs that the teachers can see exactly what the kids are doing.
Gotcha. Yeah.
And they can pause the screen, or they can write, "Hey, I know you're on whatever, playing Donkey Kong or whatever."
Yeah, exactly. Kids are going to be, they're still kids at the end of the day, and just learning them, which is great. But yeah, that's honestly not that much time.
It's not, and we do know that there's a lot of, and it's interesting as well, just on this topic, that teachers are finding we're a little bit too reliant when it comes to writing with the computer. That fifth and sixth grade teachers are going back to a good blend of old school, Old school. Can you believe we're calling this old school? Where you're actually writing
handwritten notes.
So they're writing their essays now as well.
Are they still learning cursive? Is that still a thing?
That's
still a thing?
Yeah, cursive is still good. It's still in the state standards. It's going to be eventually a lost art, unfortunately.
I was going to say, I don't, not quite there yet. Not quite at the top of my game with the cursive anymore.
I am not either.
Can't remember the last time I did it.
But they're still learning cursive.
That's good.
So third grade, they're learning cursive, and and it's still a standard. It's still part of this California state standard. So we'll see where cursive goes in the next 5 years.
We'll see where it goes. It just keeps advancing. Is there anything else that you'd like to share with families that either live here or maybe moving to the area that maybe we haven't touched on?
This is I'm a little biased because I'm the principal.
As you should be.
Yes, I've been here for 8 years, but it really is truly something special at Vessel's Elementary School. We just keep getting better and better what we do for kids, and I always say what we do for adults as well. Because if the adults are having fun and the kids are having fun, and staff are having fun, that's the trifecta right there. And so there's a lot going on for kids through our PBIS and through positive behavioral interventions and supports, rules and structures that we have in place, because those rules and structures, they speak to safety, and when kids feel safe, that's when they learn best. But part of the PBIS is points and giving points for positive behavior, and they could turn those points into fun, right? Activities and different things. So it really is a special place. It really is an amazing place where staff are 100% here for the kids. And it's kind of crazy that I would have to say that, but they really are dedicated. They really have a passion for what they do. And it's awesome going into the classroom each day and seeing the magic that happens, because you know, being the principal, I have that availability, or I have that time to go into the classrooms because that's my job. But I just see such amazing work going on and such amazing connections going on. And that is, to me, one of the most, if not the most important thing for elementary school, is those connections. And we have a lot of that here. So if you're looking for a school, Vessels is the place to be. And it is a great place to learn and grow. So we welcome you to come on in and check it out. I give parent tours as well. So if you have any questions, if you're watching this video, if you'd like to email me, just look on the website, get my email, and I would be happy to show you around, because Disneyland is not the happiest place on earth. It is Vessels. That's the
I mean,
happiest place on earth.
it sounds like that, and I mean, I just love seeing people in their field with such passion, and like you generally are looking to help out the kids. I mean, we spoke earlier, but just the conversations we had about you being here for 8 years and the development you've had over the time, I don't know, I love seeing it, I love hearing it, and I love where this education system is going, especially, I talked to some high school principals, now I'm talking to some elementary, and just seeing like where the first education begins, I love it, because this is the future of us. And
cool.
it's
Well,
very
thank you.
monumental. Thank you very much,
Of course.
Mr. Holman. I appreciate it.